Gwinnett County families trying to figure out what's next after their 17-year-old son was shot and killed at a hotel. Police say it happened Thursday night at the Live-In Lodge on Stone Mountain Highway. The victim's loved one spoke only with News Edge reporter Annie Mapp.
The family of 17-year-old Sheldon Lewis is going through one of the darkest moments of their lives. They shared they were living at the Live-In Lodge Hotel when police say a man staying in a room next door allegedly fired his weapon and killed him.
Words can't explain how hurt I am.
It was February 5th around 11 o'clock at night when the Lewis family says their lives changed forever.
We just heard a pop. Sheldon was the only one who ain't get up.
That pop turned out to be a gunshot, according to Gwinnett County Police. They claimed 31-year-old Shamarcus Cochran, who was staying in the room next door, was cleaning his firearm when the gun went off. Police say the bullet traveled through a shared wall and struck Sheldon.
And my dad cut on the light, and my sister noticed the bullet hole. And she had said she don't remember a hole being there in the wall. And I looked at it, I was like, I know that's not a bullet hole. It's harder than we thought it was because we were all there to witness it.
According to the Lewis family, Sheldon was shot in the back of the head. The teenager had just turned 17 years old in December. He was an 11th grader at Parkview High School and dreamed of one day becoming a chef.
He was so excited to go to college, and then he said he was going to become a Q dog. So knowing he passed and he didn't do anything to nobody, is really heartbreaking.
Suspect Shamarcus Cochran was taken to jail and now faces charges of involuntary manslaughter and reckless conduct. Lewis's family is now raising funds to bury him. We have details.
Yeah, this is definitely a sad story coming out of Gwinnett County. So family was staying in a live-in lodge, and 31-year-old guy was in the adjacent room cleaning his gun. And anyone who's ever taken a firearm safety course knows that you have to empty the chamber, get any bullets out of the chamber prior to like trying to pull the gun apart or trying to do anything with the gun, because this type of stuff can happen. So saying my condolences to the family. Just guy just turned 17, and had dreams of being a chef, and those dreams have been wrecked because of someone else's recklessness. So just very, very sad. Just very, very sad and tragic. Man, even at 31, you would think that a person would have, if they're having a firearm, they would have knowledge of how to, use their firearm and what to do as far as firearm safety for not only themselves but for others. A lot of it is really thinking about others when you're, handling and dealing with firearms. This is a mistake that he's more than likely, man. If he has any type of sense, he'll regret this type of thing, because it could have easily been avoided by taking the proper precautions, before even pulling apart your firearm to clean it, and man, so now the family, it seems like this family was already going through it with having to live in a, like a stay-in lodge, and this is adding on to it because now they have to bury their young teen who, he was more than likely trying to become a chef to help out the rest of his family, help himself and help his family. And, just to have those dreams just cut short like this, man, it's just terrible, man. He more than likely was just laying in the bed sleep, and end up being shot in the head from this whole ordeal. This is just one of those tragedies, man, that you just don't calculate or account for, because how can you? How can you account for, being killed by a stray bullet, in the middle of the night while you and your family is, trying to sleep and get ready for the next day? You can't predict it or account for it. So, man, just real tragic,
Only with news at
They shared they
Words can't explain how hurt I am.
It was February 5th.
And it looks like he was, very involved. They showed a picture of him here on the left or above me. He was, it looks like he's at a job working, and he's in another picture here. It looks like he really was, learning how to cook and, had dreams of being a chef, which is a very obtainable career, as long as he put his mind to it. But yeah, this is the suspected guy who was arrested for, the firearm going off, and just very tragic. You know what I'm saying? Very, very tragic. Pretty sure, he was real into his books. He was, trying to get his education, trying to get on by. He was a junior in high school, and you know, obviously had a work ethic to him, because a lot of kids his age are not even thinking about going to work or trying to, or already knowing exactly what they want to do as far as, your first career or start a career, something that you can, give yourself some type of, some type of ambition or want to do. And, again, very, very tragic.
17 years old in December. He was an 11th grader at Parkview High, one day becoming a
and as you see here, it looks like his family was into catering, because this is typically how, people look when they're, either catering or working for a catering company. So, maybe times it's just hard for this family trying to get on their feet and stuff like that, which a lot of us can, relate to. But this man, like, then it's a running theme here, man, as far as why I pick certain stories to do reactions to, because, you know, this is one of those situations to where, he woke up that morning, he didn't think he wouldn't wake up the next morning. And it just goes to show how precious life is, and how, you definitely want to try to enjoy it the best you can. And just you really have to take life serious. Of course, you want to have fun within life, because what's life without trying to have some type of fun and as I was saying, enjoyment. But you really want to take life serious, man, because you just never know. You just never know when your time will come. Again, my condolences to his family, and hopefully they're able to raise enough money to give him a proper burial, proper funeral. And it's going to be hard for them, moving forward, because they have to now live with this grief, as well as dealing with what they're dealing with in their everyday lives. So, definitely want to highlight these stories, because these are like real stories. These is, real stuff that people are going through out here in the world. And, every story, although I can't cover every story that's going on in the world, a lot of these stories do deserve a certain spotlight, because, it's a lesson in everything. But I'm gonna go ahead and close this one out. If you like my content, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. This is Justin Paul. Peace.